What if managing people and getting the right results wasn't so hard, wasn't so stressful, wasn't so frustrating and time-consuming? What if you could easily learn proven and practical skills that would allow you to get the best from your people and enable your business to run productively and profitably? Hi, I'm Sandra Wood and welcome to Great Managers.
So welcome to the masterclass on well-being, why it's vital at work and what you can do about it. So like so many other developed nations, Australia is currently experiencing quite a significant increase in the burden of chronic disease. And these are diseases like cancer and heart disease and diabetes. These things are becoming more common. So just think for a moment about how many people you know whose lives have been touched by, say, cancer or an autoimmune disease or just general poor health. Because I know when I think about that in my life, it does seem to be more common now. We know that employees' well-being directly affects your organisation as a crucial driver of productivity and also business outcomes. And poor well-being is also strongly related to like struggling or suffering in a variety of forms. And this can be from energy levels to quality of relationships to quality of thinking to overall happiness. And when well-being is low, quality of life is low. And we also know that when managers work on their well-being, there's a better chance that their employees will follow suit because managers set the example. So it simply makes good business sense to invest in making the work environment a key setting for promoting positive health and well-being. And today we're going to learn from an expert about how to increase your energy through peak nutrition. So let's now welcome Jan McLeod to our masterclass. Thanks, Jan, for being here with us today. What about some tips now that you think can give people a great return for their effort and make a big difference in their lives?
So the first thing that I say is use energy wisely. And you think about it. When I also look at the activities people do, the most that people do is they go to the gym, they walk, or they run. Yeah, they're the three things that I see clients and teams most do. So don't sprint. Think about a sprint. A sprint is explosive, but it's short-lived. So if you look at your energy use like it's a sprint, then you will get to mid-morning and you will not have energy left.
And we actually talk about leadership is a bit like running a marathon because you just have to keep going. And this is about preparing yourself to be able to do that and be able to like use your energy wisely. I think that's a great tip.
Absolutely. It's about building that sustainability of your energy. I use that term over and over again. Sustainability of peak well-being, sustainability of high energy. So yes, it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. The next thing, and this is so important, is that you actually do eat 3 meals plus snacks as required. And the reason I say that is let's go back to the brain, which we said is operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And it is energy intensive. So what it wants is drops of food, yeah? Drops of food. It doesn't want you to wait to feed it at the end of the day. It wants drops of food and potentially maybe a snack mid-afternoon or mid-morning if that works for you. And in those meals, it wants what we call a balanced meal. So your body, just like when you make a cake and there's a formula for the flour or the milk or the eggs or whatever you're putting in it, your body's energy systems are also looking for a particular formula of nutrients which comes from the food choices you make. So if you look at a plate, and we're largely talking lunch and dinner here, you want it to be about 50% vegetable or some fruits. You want it to be about 25% quality protein. And you want it to be 25% quality carb. And when I say quality carb, I'm talking carbs with fiber, so complex. Because if you do that, you'll be providing drops of nutrient formula for your energy systems to continue to operate sustainably during the day so that there's no big drops.
And Jan, when you talk about a complex carb, like a lot of people would grab a sandwich at lunchtime. So What would a complex carb look like in that situation?
A complex carb would be using bread that has grains and seeds in it. Yeah,
Right.
because fiber actually slows down the release of the energy out of your food and makes it last longer. Fiber has lots of other roles, but that's one of the important roles. The next one is this sleep. When you sleep, your body repairs, maintains, and it grows. We know on average adults need 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Some can get away with 6 hours, but there are not many of us. The majority of us need this 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night to regrow what we need to grow, to repair what we need to repair in our bodies, and for our bodies to do the maintenance work.
I certainly do. I know that for a fact. Like that 8 hours for me is really crucial.
Well, if you do get your 7 to 8 hours, you'll wake up with your decision energy tank full generally. And what we know is that sleep debt occurs when we don't get enough sleep, so it accumulates.
Yeah.
The next one is exercise. Now, when I say exercise, I don't mind whether you're doing a fast walk. I don't mind whether you're getting off the bus early to walk, you're walking from the train station to home, you might be going to the gym, but anything that is moderate intensity, and that means that you cannot hold a conversation easily with the person next to you. And we say the recommendation right now is 150 minutes per week. Yeah, and the best thing is to break that down into 3 or 4 lots. Or if you want, you can do even smaller lots, as long as you're trying to get around about that 150 minutes over your week.
Over a week, yeah. Okay, that's a good tip as well. Okay.
Now, I've said getting up, and what I've said to you, try and move every hour and every 3 to 5 minutes, particularly for those concentration levels, for that level of calm. And the last one is invest in downtime. Gosh, the research around innovation and creativity is really amazing. And basically what it means is that we need time away from just doing at work and thinking at work and relating at work and being focused on our goals or our vision or our priorities. And we really need to disconnect and let our brains play, let our brains get variety, let our brain do lots of different things, because all of those things stimulate all of those neuronal pathways and really get us thinking much more creatively and innovatively and clearer and fresher.